Tonight, we delve into the shadowy recesses of the sleeping mind, exploring an entity whose name itself has become synonymous with our deepest nocturnal terrors, the Mara. From its earliest whispers in ancient sagas to its modern psychological echoes, the Mara is a fascinating study in supernatural bloodlines, a testament to how our fears evolve, yet remain eerily constant. Our journey begins in the stark, frozen landscapes of 13th century Scandinavia. The Mara first steps from the pages of history in the Old Norse Ynglinga saga, where King Vanlandi of Uppsala met his end, ridden to death by a Mara conjured by a vengeful sorceress. The sagas describe a terrifying pressure, a suffocating weight that shifts despite attempts to hold the victim down. This foundational account establishes the Mara's core characteristics: a nocturnal assailant, often female, bringing physical oppression and fatal outcomes during sleep. It's a chillingly vivid depiction, born from an era where the unseen forces of the world held tangible power over human lives. Ancestral wisdom, in this case, provided a supernatural explanation for what was undoubtedly a very real, very terrifying physiological experience. But the Mara, or at least the primal fear it represents, refused to stay confined to the Nordic lands. Its influence, like a creeping shadow, migrated across Europe, adapting to local beliefs and languages. In Germany, it became the Mar, sometimes even masculine, its methods largely unchanged, entering through small openings, pressing upon sleepers. Yet it was in the vast Slavic regions that the Mara truly blossomed into a multitude of forms, taking on new cultural nuances. In Poland, it became the Zmora, often believed to be the soul of a living or dead person, perhaps a sinful woman, a wronged individual, or even a child whose baptismal prayer was mispronounced. This Zmora could shapeshift into anything from a mouse to a snake, a white shadow, or even a leather bag. Yet its purpose remained the same: to ride and torment. Croatians knew it as the Mora, a dark spirit that would seduce and then suffocate men. The Serbians had their Mora, entering through keyholes to strangle. What's truly remarkable is that despite these diverse origins and forms, a sorceress's projection, a restless soul, a dark spirit, the central terrifying act of nocturnal oppression, the feeling of being ridden, remains universal. It speaks to a common human vulnerability that transcends language and geography. As societies evolved, so too did our understanding, or perhaps our rationalization, of the Mara. The literal belief in a witch transforming into a spectral rider began to wane with the rise of enlightenment and scientific inquiry. Yet, the experience persisted. The Mara, in a sense, transformed from a literal entity into a potent symbol. It shifted from being a specific spirit to a broader explanation for sleep paralysis itself, that unsettling state where the mind wakes but the body remains frozen, often accompanied by vivid, terrifying hallucinations. The sagas describe merlocks, tangled manes on horses, or human hair as physical evidence. Today, we might explain these away as natural phenomena, but the attribution to the Mara speaks volumes about the human need to externalize and understand distressing experiences. The Mara wasn't vanquished by science. It simply adapted, receding from the literal to the liminal, enduring as a cultural framework for a very real, very frightening physiological event. These entities, it seems, are rather good at finding new homes in the human psyche. In our contemporary world, the Mara continues its subtle evolution. While we now have a medical term, sleep paralysis, the ancient fear it personifies is far from gone. It manifests in modern horror films, video games, and TV series, where the oppressive, suffocating entity is a recurring trope. It preys on our very modern anxieties, the loss of control, the vulnerability of sleep, the invasion of our private spaces. And as we spend more time online, one could almost imagine a digital Mara riding our dreams through the internet, exploiting the new vulnerabilities of our interconnected lives. Yet, even here, ancient wisdom offers unexpected parallels. Traditional countermeasures, like drinking coffee before bed or changing sleeping positions, align surprisingly well with modern advice for preventing sleep paralysis. It shows that our ancestors, through observation and trial and error, often found practical ways to cope, even if their explanations were supernatural. The Mara, then, is more than just an old Nordic legend. It's a profound cultural legacy, a testament to the enduring power of human fear and our universal struggle to comprehend the unknown. Its evolution, from a vengeful sorceress to a symbol of sleep paralysis, teaches us that while the outward manifestations of the supernatural may change with the times, the core vulnerabilities of the human condition remain constant. And in understanding the Mara, we don't just learn about an entity. We learn about ourselves, our histories, and the diverse, ingenious ways we've sought to make sense of the shadows that fall when we close our eyes. That's all for today's investigation into the shadows. If you want to dive deeper into the dark archives, make sure to subscribe to the HistoT YouTube channel. Remember, knowledge is our best defense against the darkness, and I'll see you in the next archive. Stay vigilant.